Hello there, this is just doing a little video from the Beige Hot Garden in Langport in South Somerset. It's a beautiful day here, very quite warm actually, quite hot, really got quite hot, and I've just been to a meeting, a kind of event down by the river there in Langport. Just across the road is a car park, and then there's the river Parrett, and it was a meeting of people in what they call the yellow board group or movement, or a group of people that they have these yellow boards. I've got to be careful what I say here because I know it's YouTube and everything, but they talk about recent medical interventions and the media and chemtrails, or well, what I should say is I've probably blown it already in terms of the YouTube censors, but anyway, aircraft that go along and have something coming out the end of them which might not be what it should, or maybe, who knows, apparently it's not happening. Misinformation and this kind of stuff, so that they have these large yellow boards with messages on them so that the public go past and hopefully get into conversations. And there was quite a few people who did that today. Wasn't a huge number of people going by, but it was pretty good, and a few people came up and were chatting about some of the subjects that were kind of being broached, as it were. One of the central ones is to do with the medical medical interventions, or medical protocol, shall we say, and what's happened over the last 4 years. I'm only speaking like this because the last video I tried speaking very openly in it, and they zapped it and gave me this warning thing. So, and I met some lovely people. I met a guy called David, who's got a channel on, which I'm going to look up. He's got a channel on Rumble and Odyssey and BitChute, I believe, called Love and Freedom. He's a lovely guy, and everyone was. I met Sally and another David and Derek, and I'm not giving full names obviously. I just met a lot of really nice people, and there's a guy called Rob, and yeah, I'm going to check out David's Rumble and Odyssey video. He did a kind of little interview with me about what I thought about certain subjects pertaining to the last 4 or 5 years in particular. And I'll see what that video's like, and perhaps I'll certainly follow David's channel when I get home, and I'll look it up. It's called I think it's called Love and Freedom. Yeah, Love and Freedom on Rumble and Odyssey, and also has a Twitter account, Local Experimentalists, so I'll look him up on there as well, and YouTube, Local Experimentalist. But he's a great guy, and Sally and the other David were fantastic, and everyone I spoke to, very interesting. This group of people, they also are continuing doing the stand in the park that started a few years ago, and they're continuing it. They do that over in Yeovil on a Sunday. There was a time when there were a lot of them, weren't there, to stand in the parks. And so they're doing that. Unfortunately, there's no buses on the Sundays where I live, so I can't get to those. But if they come back to Langport with the yellow boards again, then I'll pop along again. But it was good to meet people today and chat about things. I met another chap, the guy Rob, mentioned Rob, who's from a different part of Somerset, and he was telling me about the People's Assembly of Somerset. This is the card. I don't know, perhaps I won't show the card because it's got a telephone number on it, but it's this organisation that's wanting to hold councils to account and asking them to be more transparent and to stop doing things that they're doing, and that they should be doing other things that they're not doing. It's called the People's Assembly of Somerset, and he was a very interesting guy, obviously well into looking into these, what do you call them, the reality of what's going on, or trying to assess what the reality of what's going on is, and the power structures, and how we can potentially change things incrementally, or challenge certain power structures, and as he said himself, to expose certain behaviours and certain attitudes, make them more explicit, and then perhaps the longer term aim is to set up an alternative, or just a different system incrementally. I mean, I know that's a long term aim, but you've got to start somewhere, haven't you? And so they're starting with challenging the County Council of Somerset, and asking them to account for themselves in terms of policies that they're enacting, to do with things like Agenda 2030 or the net zero, things like this, and also how politics gets involved with the police, you know, how the police have been, as a generalisation, or as just a simple fact, that they've been politicised. That's what his view is, and I would share that from my experience and things I've seen and read and experienced. So yeah, that was really interesting. But it's really warm here, but a lot of people had a lot of good information, and it's nice to see people doing this and wanting to communicate. I got a copy of the Light newspaper, which I remember I used to give that out a little bit when I was in Glastonbury, or around Glastonbury. I was giving out the newspaper. This group of people, one of the two of them said that when they've gone to other places, some people have been quite aggressive, but it's less so now than it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago, quite a lot less. And more people are conversing, and more people are sort of wanting to question things on a big scale, the received wisdom, or the mainstream media line. They're wanting to question it, or the government line, or the so-called health experts line on things. People are more open to questioning it. They're meeting more people that are doing that. So that was good. I'm getting really hot here, so I might have to move in a bit. I'm in the sun. So have a lovely weekend, everybody, and take care. All the best. Bye-bye.